Prepare to rumble review.
What's up, everybody? Yes. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Booth, our Rumble review. We have a certain somebody who's running a touch bit late, but that's okay. We have things to talk about before we even start.
Things.
That's right, things and stuff. I
was close.
I don't know. Anyways, everybody, don't forget to visit our website, www.insidethebooth.tv.com/shop. Go get yourself some gifts, some stickers, mugs, hats, hoodies, tapestries, kind of like that flag that's behind my brother. Anyways, yeah. West Side Story, guys. West Side Story. Let's get back on. Hey, wait.
Right.
Gotta play video. That's right.
Stay on target. Almost there. Stay on target.
That's great.
Yeah,
Get
this
on
one.
with it. Yes, get on with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think our audience is probably more like that.
All right. I got a confession to make. And that is, I'll just moderate tonight, your time, because I'm good at that.
Okay. Sweet.
I didn't see the old movie, and I didn't see the new movie before this. So,
Slap.
that's because, one, nobody sent me the old movie to watch. I have no access to it.
First, the new one.
And then the new movie, I have no desire to see it. So, plus I have my chaos happening in my home this past week. So, it is what it is, people, and I'm going to moderate you. So instead of 3 minutes, you get 5 minutes apiece.
I'm hoping for those 3 minutes because I was like,
I guess she doesn't even know what to talk about.
I have my notes.
Just talk. I don't even remember what the category.
I'm not going first.
The rumbles are this, or the rounds, sorry. The rounds are this. So round one, this is basically a comparison of the movie. So round one, the 1961 version. Round two, I think it's 2021 version,
Yes.
22.
Yep.
Okay, 21.
And then round three, your final statements of both movies.
My take, it was good. I mean, old movies are nice to watch and everything, but I mean, it's so difficult for me to get on board with these gang movies while everybody's like twirling, and playing all over the place. It's like, they're all tough.
What's wrong with that?
And they got
Maybe
their
if Twilight
angry,
was a musical, it'd be better.
and they've got all their
So
angry
true.
faces, and all of a sudden they're just like,
That's it.
And I know that sometimes you have to get into a certain mindset when you're watching musicals, but this one was a little bit, it took me a little while. The intro was extremely long with no talking, so I guess that kind of helped prepare me and everything like that. But, and it was pretty good. Like, the dance numbers were really great. They weren't my favorite, and I really think that as far as choreography goes, the women's choreography was much better than the men's.
Naturally.
I think, I don't know about naturally. I just think, they did give a lot more time for, as far as when it comes to the dancing, more frame time towards the Puerto Rican ladies. And so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, because the dance numbers were had a little bit more of that Latin flair to it, naturally. So I don't know.
Did you do this, Puerto Rican
ladies? Because not all the ladies are Puerto Rican. So that's why I wouldn't do this if they were Puerto Rican. There was like one Puerto Rican lady in there, which was Rita Moreno. She's like the only Puerto Rican lady as far as I remember.
Is she she was the lead, right?
No, Maria's lead, and Rita Moreno played as Anita. She was the girlfriend of Bernardo, which is so funny because the main lead, Maria, she's played by a lady of Russian descent. So it says a lot to me how back in the day, apparently everybody looked alike. There was like no distinction. I mean, like she's got dark hair, she got brown eyes, she could be Puerto Rican. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
We just gotta find the girl next door. That's it.
Her parents was it? Did I read where her mother or whatever was from Siberia, like Russia?
Yikes.
So I just thought that part was amusing, just by today's standard. I don't care if you can do the job, if you can do it well, and you can pass the role, then there you go. But I think there were some really great use of the camera, like in the beginning of the movie when the gangs are jumping off, doing their little parkour off the walls, and then they were doing like that particular scene where they were all on the teeter-totters, you know, just really the low angle and then shifting things. I thought that was cool. The dance scene, like where Maria and Tony meet for the first time. Ugh. Like, I know we've come a long ways and creativity had to go and do, but I mean, that scene where they're standing so far apart and they decide to blur everything except for Tony and Maria. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Well, that's the way they did things back in the 60s.
I don't think I've ever seen another movie made in the 60s where they did such hasty blurring like that.
Yeah, but they it made it look like the two were fuzzed out because
A minute and a half left.
I know everybody was fuzzed out, but they were trying to draw attention to Tony and Maria,
Right.
but I think that could have been done a much nicer way. And it was just so yicky and weird and obvious. But I would say as far as acting and all the characters, really my favorite was probably Anita in this film, played by Rita Moreno. Everybody else was all right, you know. They did a good job, but you know, whatever. You know. And as far as the music's concerned, this is definitely not one of my favorite musicals. I only like one song out of this entire thing, and that would be the thing about America. You know.
That song's awesome.
You don't like Play It Cool Boy?
Keep going.
No, other than that, I don't really like any of the other songs. What I do like about the America part, and this could go for both films, but especially this older one, is the perspective.
Yes.
The men were upset about basically having enough respect in America, whereas the women were like, you can go back to San Juan if you want to. But here in America, women had more freedom, even if they lived in tiny ice boxes. It was still more room and cleaner than what they had in Puerto Rico.
This movie. So, what I do remember about it is, darn spell check. Yes. What I do remember about it is that I did like this movie. It was great. I liked the old man in the at the drugstore. I liked. Yeah, his character was cool because he would always like yell at the kids.
That'd be a
smack
father
them.
figure.
Yeah, kind of like a father figure. Yeah, like,
Nice.
oh, get your act together, you boys.
Yo, hoodlums!
What are you gonna do? You all gonna kill each other. You're gonna die. You know,
Come on, Daddy-O.
Yeah. You know what's great about this? You're refreshing my memory from
nice.
10 years ago when I saw this movie.
Sweet. I do like that song Tonight. That was a nice song. It got me all so cute. The end of the movie, you know, made me
Tabitha,
sad.
my feelings the same.
The end of the movie made me sad. R2, I do like the I Am Pretty song. You're gonna have to rewatch R2 because I just sang it.
R2, you missed a gem. You missed a gem.
Did.
Dan singing I Feel Pretty.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that it, you know, like the brawl that they had, even though Tony was
real
there and it was so real. They were dance brawling. I love.
That was really hard for me, guys. It was really hard.
Can't say amen unless you watch it.
It's a good attempt.
Yeah, David, please, you have no words.
You didn't even watch any of
You
it.
didn't even watch it.
Hey, by you guys talking about the old movie, it's bringing back memories. Okay,
good.
I'm
Not of the
remembering
new
things.
movie. You can't bring
Well,
back
what
the
you
new
say-
We're
movie.
just talking about the new movie.
Listen, what you
Listen,
guys say
premonition.
about the new movie, what you say about the new movie determines whether or not I watch it. So
Oh, so you go with pure reviews. I see.
Okay.
And
Matthew.
if you watch it, we need proof.
Oh, okay.
We have to watch you watching it.
That's
We gotta
fine.
watch you watch it.
That's fine.
There's a picture of me.
I'll make a video clip of it and I'll post it for you guys. All right.
That's green screen.
CGI.
All right, Matthew, you up?
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Ready? Go.
All right. So the original choreographer Jerome Robbins wanted to adapt the Romeo and Juliet into a musical, so that's why he created this movie. And he also mingled in topics that range from the issues of race, social class, misogyny, and inequality. The background to this film is set in New York City in the 60s when the original was shot. Was going through a drastic change in buildings being developed around the community. This guy named Robert Moses, who was an American public official, worked mainly in the New York metropolitan area. He held 12 official titles, including New York City Parks Commissioner and Chairman of the Long Island Park Commission, but was never elected to any public office, which is really interesting. The setting of both films are set in the backdrop of the incredible destruction and building new places around the urban communities. It's that sense of the landscape emotionally underlining what the characters were going through. This is more seen in the 61 version. It's more in the foreground in Spielberg's film, which they filmed in Pedersen, New Jersey. The sets were all built in there to have that look that Spielberg wanted. So in the 61 version, the beginning...
Spielberg one yet.
Yeah.
So the beginning is setting the stage, I think, did a better job in this film. The camera hovers over the developments in the building for a long while in the air while the music drastically plays. The two gangs are wonderfully set up in the beginning, and you see both of them not liking each other, and kind of going back and forth in the beginning. The acting and dances and singing were all great, of course. The camera shots and the color grading was more creative, in my opinion.
This is really hard to do without talking about both movies at the same time. I don't
Yeah,
mind the
that's
actors.
why I
I
wanna
do like
talk
the
about
actors.
both.
And again, I think in this same movie, Anita was my favorite character. I liked the lady that played her. So,
Way to go,
who,
Anita.
if I'm not mistaken, she was also she's like half Puerto Rican or something like that. So,
Oh, time's done.
yep.
Isn't that a great sound
That's
effect?
an awesome sound, man. Ding,
I know.
ding.
Maybe one day I'll change it to something better. Okay.
All
All right, Dan, the law, it's your turn.
Yes.
And
Sir
go.
Bob. All right. So, what I
Oh, you're wrong.
What-
Okay,
what
Matthew,
really-
your turn.
wowed me. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, you gotta let me talk.
Okay, go.
Okay. What really wowed me was probably the beginning of the shots in the new one. I really loved the cinematography in this one. You know, the dust, the water splashes,
I might watch it now.
maybe a couple of the lens flares.
Nope,
Not
nope,
all of
nope.
them.
There
because
were
it was-
lens flares. There weren't lens
Right.
flares. There were
yeah,
lens
I know.
flares.
I know, but what I'm saying is, yes,
Wait.
No
the-
make-believe.
the
Did he
Lens
just
flares.
do lens flares? Like they weren't there, but they were?
Yeah.
They were there in thought.
Wow.
The colors were beautiful. Oh,
Arthur
great.
Dickey says, stop using his ringtone for your timer. Someone calling him.
I'll
Anyway.
use my brother's ringtone.
Okay, cool.
Let me go
So
change that.
Hey, Rogue.
Tabitha's right. They use too many lens flares, especially in the gym behind the bleacher scene. But there were a couple of spots where the lens flare it worked because it just kind of like zoomed by and then it was like gone. But yeah, the bleachers part was a little too much.
Yo, why are you
but-
muting me? Huh?
Because you were making noise while Dan was talking.
Oh.
It's like, let
He didn't
No,
know.
no.
He wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't paying attention. And everybody's laughing and no one's listening to me.
I'm trying to listen.
I love it. Damn, that's just the spirits. Beautiful. I love it. But yes, I did like the acting. I didn't see. This is why I want to talk about both at the same time. But
Right?
so the drugstore person was not the man. It wasn't a man in this one. It was a woman. And So my theory, I made
Done.
up a
I'm not
theory
watching
about it. Now
They
listen to this
race
theory.
swapped the drugstore.
This one
up?
felt a little rushed.
Mom's here.
With the gang's personality and their identity. The gang's opening sequence starts on one gang member, and then the rest coming together as one. And you see them coming together to deface the wall of the other gangs, which in the other one, they kind of all clash together in the beginning, which you saw more of like a family aspect on both sides. Music and singing, they're one of the reasons the music and singing is great is because they're both the same from the original. So they're both fine. It's both great. We got good people to do that with.
Okay.
Except they did change one word on the song of "I Am Pretty."
They did. Dan, I noticed
one
that.
word.
I did notice that.
They didn't say gay.
They
No.
didn't say gay.
I feel witty and giddy and bright. And I'm like,
Yeah, right.
Oh, because I didn't even catch that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Because the terminology of the word gay has changed over the decades.
so is
So
bright.
what? They should still do it, and people should know that.
And not too many people are bright, Tabitha.
Sex.
I will give you my conclusion.
And he loses sound.
How dare you people mute my mic? That's it!
Oh, I thought you did it on purpose, David.
That was
As-
I
Tabitha.
thought David did it on
Donald
purpose.
Trump would say, "You're fired."
Forget it! I'm not doing it! This episode was badly written!